Alright everyone, welcome back to another video, and I think it is finally time that I stop putting off this video. So, we are doing Danganronpa 2x2 predictions until I do the next Danganronpa video, which I don't know when I'm going to do that, but I'm probably going to be playing UDG, but that's not the point of this video. We're going to be playing, well not playing, we're going to be doing predictions, which I made a YouTube poll, if you didn't see it, asking if you guys wanted to see basic predictions or detailed predictions, where, as you can see, detailed win, where we're going to be talking about like each chapter, killer and victims. But one thing that's interesting that I did, I made a Danganronpa 2x2 predictions list like months ago and just never uploaded it. I don't remember exactly what I said. I did, like, one of the tiers was like protag, like dies 100%, 50-50 chance of living or dying, survivors, murderers, etc. Basically, I just said a lot of people, like, I said Hajime was a murderer, Fuyuhiko would be a killer. I said Togami would be a murderer. And yeah, just let me know if you guys want to see that. If you guys actually do want to see that, I actually wouldn't mind posting the results on like a community post or something. But as you can see, we're going to be doing correct shot predictions. We got chapter 1 killer victim, 2 killer, well, if you don't know, the first one's going to be the killer, the second one will be the victim. And yeah, so the first thing we're going to talk about is a potential protag swap. I don't know if it has been stated that 2x2 will have a protag swap, but a lot of people are assuming it is. And I just want to say, looking at the roster here, it's going to be kind of hard to do a protag swap, because the thing with Hajime, and I guess just, well, most Danganronpa protagonists out of like the big three, like Makoto, Hajime, Shuichi, they're all kind of supposed to be bland and like kind of boring, to where they're not supposed to steal the spotlight. They're supposed to kind of play off everybody else, which is why Danganronpa has like some of the best side characters in all of fiction, is because the main character isn't supposed to be anything special, which is why they usually have a basic, like, ultimate talent, or they're just an everyday kind of person, like Makoto, who was the ultimate lucky student, and even Hajime here, who was like on the reserve course student list. So when going for a new protag, ideally we want somebody that's kind of like them, that doesn't really have much. And I think the two best, three, I do want to give an honorable mention to Mahiru, because Mahiru, I see a lot of people rooting for her to be the protag, which I do think that would be one of the better options and things. But I think, personally, I will be rooting for either Chiaki as the protag or Byakuya Togami, because we don't really know anything about the ultimate imposter. We kind of just know he's just Fab Byakuya, and Chiaki is kind of, well, for a majority of Danganronpa 2, like I'd say, like I saw like the first half, she doesn't really do much. And plus, I think it'd be really interesting if Chiaki was the protag, and throughout like the whole game, we knew that, like, we know her end, like she's AI, she's gonna die at the end. And I think it'd be pretty cool to know that we're like a protag on borrowed time, and that like we know how things are gonna end. And maybe it'd be nice to see just like a character who dies at the very end, maybe. And also, there's also a chance that Chiaki might not be AI in this world, which I don't know how that works. I'm yet to watch either of the Danganronpa 3 animes, and I think like the real Chiaki Nanami died. So yeah, and I think Byakuya here would be a good protag, because he has the whole like he wants to keep everyone together and alive kind of thing. And plus he didn't really get like the flourish in Goodbye Despair, and I think it'd be pretty cool if he got to be the protag. Another shout out that I seen somebody talk about being the new pro tag is Nekomaru, which I think that'd be pretty cool, not gonna lie. But if I had to pick one person to be the pro tag, I'm going to put my money on Chiaki. She's a fan favorite. Everybody loves Chiaki. And plus, I've been saying this since I played Danganronpa 3, but I would really like a female pro tag that we play for a majority of the game. So, yeah, maybe Chiaki could be that. Or if we want to do a character that has less screen time, Mahiru, or potentially Nekomaru. And hopefully Nekomaru doesn't die, like gets blown up just to come back and die. So, yeah. Alright, chapter 1, Killer and Victim. I kind of have 3 characters that instantly come to mind in this chapter. Let's see, let's get them all here. So, I think there's always the thing that I have 3 theories. Either, you know, it would be a funny troll just to be like, oh, you bought Danganronpa 2x2? Well, the first chapter is the same. Teru kills Byakuya. Or just flop it around. Uh-oh, this is different. This isn't Goodbye Despair. Byakuya kills Teru. Or perhaps something along the lines of, oh, Teru kills Hajime. Or, I don't know, Hajime kills a fan favorite like Ibuki. So, that's my leading theory, is that one of these guys is going to do something crazy in the first chapter. And if I had to say, maybe the thing with Teru is that a lot of people hate him. He is very annoying. I think he's one of the more like bad depictions of a pervert character in fiction. But should he get like the redemption arc and like survive? I don't know. Maybe he could make it a bit further and have some sort of redemption. Maybe he lives up to like chapter 3 or 4 and goes through like his redemption arc in like chapter 2. Or they could just rework him from like the get-go and he could just die in chapter 1. But oh, another thing I do want to point out is that, hold on, Byakuya kills Nagito, or Nagito goes through with his plan to kill at the dinner party and kills Byakuya. Or, oh, I like this, Nagito kills Hajime. Now, that is kind of crazy, but I do kind of, Nagito wouldn't do that though. Unless, what if it's known from the get-go that Hajime is like reserve course student? Because 2x2 is going to be different. And in a recent interview with Shueisha, or like the main dude who makes Danganronpa, Kodansha, I think that's his name. He said like he didn't like have a hard time killing the fan favorites. So I could 100% see Nagito die early. Is this something I want? Yes. So, you know what? I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to say in 2x2, it is going to be known from the get-go that Hajime is a part of the reserve course students. Nagito isn't going to like that, and he's going to kill Hajime. So we got our first chapter killer victim. Nagito kills Hajime. Now, when Danganronpa 2x2 comes out, if I'm wrong, depending on how wrong, come back and comment, like, hey, I'm wrong. Probably wait a few days when we play the game. Don't spoil the game. Alright. Chapter 2. So we all know Peko kills Mahiru. Now the big thing is that a lot of people, myself included, I did not mean to do that. But big thing is a lot of people are thinking is that Fuyahiko is just gonna kill instead of Peko. And I will go ahead and say here that I do fully believe in this theory that Fuyahiko will die and Peko will live. So I'm just going to go ahead and put Peko in as our first survivor. A lot of people really like Peko. I personally don't see it. but you know, the power to the people. Cool design, I guess. Cool ultimate ability. But back to the chapter 2 killer and victim. Will Fuyahiko kill Mahiru? Probably not. But I do genuinely believe that Fuyahiko will be a killer in Danganronpa 2x2. Who will he kill though? Who was important in Twilight System murder case? It was Mikan, Hiyoko, and Ibuki, and Peko, right? And Mahiru. So, I, I don't know if we're gonna be doing the whole Twilight System, I don't even remember what it's called, Twilight Syndrome murder case or whatever. Who would be interesting? Actually, before we continue, I do want to say, I don't know if this was recently proven, but I'm a firm believer in Hiyoko surviving 2x2. There's like a rumor that like Fuyahiko was originally supposed to be like take Hiyoko's death, but I think that was actually proven wrong like quite recently. But I'm gonna say Hiyoko, proud Danganronpa 2x2 survivor, maybe goes through her full character arc with Mahiru, and she survives on her. Let's see. Maybe Akane. I could see Fuyahiko killing Akane. Akane or Byakuya. Really. That's really what it comes down to. I think. Well, he could kill anybody, but I'm going to say I think I go Akane. Maybe? Because at this point, Fuyahiko doesn't like anybody. Other than, like, Peko, of course. I genuinely don't think Mahiru is going to die in Chapter 2 again. I could see it being Ibuki, though. Alright. I don't want to be here all night, so I am going to go Akane. Somehow, Fuyahiko will kill Akane. Probably sneak attack, or maybe he goes full mobster and just shoots her. Well, Yakuza don't really use gun. Maybe he just beats her up. Maybe he hits the tiger drop a few times, because tiger drop negates all damage, of course. Alright, chapter 3. This is a weird one because there's two. Actually, let me go ahead and fix that. Victims. 2 people will usually die in chapter 3. Who will die in chapter 3 this time? I don't think Mikan is going to be the killer again. As much as I don't want to say this, I think we got to get some of the fan favorites out here, low-key. Do I think Gundam dies? You know what? This might be selfish of me. I'm going to put Gundam as a survivor. Gundam is genuinely one of Danganronpa's best boys. People love Gundam. But kind of what I said earlier about Kodansha killing off fan favorite characters, he could easily die. He could die like chapter 1 or something, but I'm hoping that he makes it this far. So I'm gonna keep Gundam at survivor unless it just comes up to where it's like a good part where he could die or potentially be killer again. Alright, back to chapter 3. What was like the main one? The despair disease? Yeah, the despair disease honestly opens up the door for anyone to be on the chopping block. Ooh. You know what? Correct theory. Sonya is gonna be the killer. Ooh. Sonya. Kazuichi victim. Kazu King, unfortunately. Rip Goat. And the second victim, you could just throw Ibuki. Just kill Ibuki in chapter 3 again. Mikan could go, low-key. Well, let's see. If we're looking at Protag, we have Chiaki. Who would be like Chiaki's like helper? Like his assistant or her assistant? Maybe Togami or Peko. I could see them being it. Maybe Tugami survives or lives up to like up here. Who would die with Kazuichi? I am thinking Mikan or Ibuki. Maybe Teru. You know, he has like a whole chapter and a half to go through like a little character arc. You know what? Genuinely, I can see it. The Sonya simps are killed by Sonya herself, by the despair disease. I don't know. Maybe one of them gets like the love. They get charmed, the charm disease, and they fall like incredibly in love with the first person they see, and it's just so happened to be Sonya. And you know, it could be some karma because Teru and like literally in Teru meets Sonya, he like tries to trick her into like blowing him off or something. And you know, Kazuichi, I can 100% see him die to Sonya, unfortunately. Rib goat. Alright. Let's see. We got room. We gotta do 2 more. Well, 4 more people on the chopping block, and we got 1 more survivor. Who? All right. So this is the fun house. You know what? Nekomaru kills Tugami because the whole point of the fun house. Also, you know, I'm basing this off of like a the Twilight game, Despair Disease, Funhouse. This could all change. This could all be wrong, and I wouldn't know. It's just I'm basing it off this. But if we are doing this in the Funhouse, Nekomaru was always down to throw hands. And that's one of my favorite things in Danganronpa 2 is when Gundam and Nekomaru met up to fight, and they were both just okay with either of them dying because that would mean that the rest of the crew would get out. And I think a lot of people overlook that about Nekomaru is that Nekomaru accepted Gundam's challenge to fight to the death. And probably if Nekomaru would have beat Gundam and killed Gundam, we probably would view Nekomaru a lot differently. So Nekomaru is a go. And I could see this happening again with Byakuya. They both show up into like the meeting room. Byakuya's like, alright, Nekomaru, we're gonna fight, fight me. And then Nekomaru's like, alright. And then they fight, and probably Byakuya would just get absolutely destroyed. Like, he would have to come in with a game plan or something. But yeah, he would get demolished if he didn't have anything. So yeah, I could 100% see this happening. Alright. Mikan, Ibuki, and Mahiru. Probably 3 of the most wanted survivors in 2x2. Yikes. Oh, I just realized, Sonya being the killer in Chapter 3, we don't get Sundom anymore. Damn. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it... Alright. I'm gonna be selfish. Ibuki survives. I don't really care about the order. Personally, I don't care about Mikan or Mahiru. It's just looking at it, like, for this to be the final killer in Bigdom, this is such a big letdown. Holy guacamole. But if I had to say, Mahiru kills Mikan. Just for, you know, just for us to get like a new thing. Or something like a new execution. Or maybe Mikan could just kill Mahiru again and Mikan gets like an updated execution. Or whatever. But I'd much rather see Mahiru kill Mikan, and just to see like what the ultimate photographer's execution would be. So yeah, this is my Danganronpa 2x2 prediction list. We have Chiaki as a potential protag swap. We have Nagito killing Hajime in Chapter 1. We have Fuyahiko killing Akane in Chapter 2. We have Sonya killing Kazuichi and Teru in Chapter 3. We have Nekomaru killing Byakuya in Chapter 4. We have Mahiru killing Mikan in Chapter 5. And for our survivors, we have Peko Pekoyama, Hiyoko Sayonji, Gundam Tanaka, and Ibuki Mayota. And with that, thank you all for watching. Please like and comment down below. your Danganronpa 2x2 predictions. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.